Hey there, welcome to the first episode of the All Books, All Languages Learning channel, where we're going to be reading some books in different languages using All Books, All Languages. In this first episode, we're going to go over the different features of All Books, All Languages, and yeah, let's get started. So, if you're learning a new language and you've never used parallel text before, highly recommend it. I think it's a good way to go through a lot more material than you normally would through an app like Duolingo or Babbel. For the most part, those are flashcard based, whereas there's really no flashcards involved here. All Books, All Languages supports 57 languages, so you can choose any combination of these two languages. That is, you'll choose the language that you already know how to speak and the language that you're learning, and you'll see a short story using those languages. Sounds pretty simple. It is, but what's unique about All Books, All Languages are the different features that are available to you to customize your parallel text language learning experience. So, for one, there is word association and highlighting. So, if you hover over a word in the learning language, you'll see the corresponding word highlighted. That is the translation of that word in the native language over to the right, just like that. There are also intuitive phonetic pronunciations. This is completely optional, toggleable feature. So if you don't want to see it, you can hide it. Uh, Here in this example, our learning language is Arabic, and we can see these phonetic hints right below each word. Now, these are optimized for your native language. What that means is that if you're learning Arabic in English, you're going to see different phonetic pronunciations than someone who's learning Arabic in Italian. Those are really optimized for how a native speaker of that language would pronounce each syllable because they do vary from one language to another. There's also interlaced text. So, in what I refer to as hard mode, that's where you don't have the native language showing at all. You can still get a hint by clicking on a word, and you'll see its translation shown in place of the word that you didn't know. And that's just a temporary filter. It'll fade away after a few seconds. There are also dyslexia friendly fonts as well as other fonts. And there are reading aids for a few select languages. Right now, there's really only reading aids for Japanese. So if you're familiar with Japanese, um, there's Furigana text as a reading aid, which is shown above each kanji character. If you have a recommendation for a reading aid in a specific language that you're learning that's not currently supported, I want to hear about it. Drop down a comment or leave feedback on the site. All right, so this is the reader interface. Here you can select the language that you know. You can select the language that you're learning. And this is the book menu. So each book has a difficulty level as well as a category assigned to it. You can filter down by a specific level or a category that interests you. You can bookmark books. So this is convenient, in case you found a specific book that you liked and you're reading on some random page of this book menu. You can bookmark it and then next time you come back, just hit that button, and only your bookmarked books will show. Let's select a book here. So this is the book titled The New Home. This is a short description of the book. Here we can see the book title and chapter translated in Spanish. We can see the Spanish text here on the left and the English text on the right. You can skip to a different page in the book down here. You just type in specific page number and then hit skip to page. We won't do that right now. Let's look at some of the features now. Right, so these are the phonetic pronunciations. So we can see that below each word we have the phonetics as would be pronounced by an English speaker. And so they do differ from one language to another, right? So if I switched over to, let's say, Italian, Italian here, I click back into this book, we can see that the phonetic hints are definitely different, and they're optimized for a native speaker of that language. Let's change this back to English. If you disable that and you click on a word, again, you'll see the phonetic hint just below that, as well as the corresponding word or the translation highlighted over to the right. This feature is pretty cool. This is text to speech, so if you don't really remember how to pronounce a word or you want to hear an entire sentence spoken out, this lets you do that. So let's click on a word.
Camión.
And we can hear it spoken.
Mudanza. Detuvo.
Or you can click on the white space surrounding a sentence.
El gran camión de mudanza se detuvo frente a la casa nueva.
And hear the entire sentence being spoken.
Mamá, papá, Tom y Sara se bajaron del coche.
Now, this doesn't work on all browsers. I'm currently on Microsoft Edge, which I don't usually use, but I use it because this feature is working. On Chrome, you can hear text-to-speech for specific languages, but the words aren't actually highlighted when they're spoken. So if you're on Windows, you might consider switching over to Edge. I think it should work for Mac users on Safari. Let me know if it doesn't.
Wow, dijo Tom.
Let's take a look at hard mode. So this is hard mode. Now I don't see the English translations anymore. This allows you to really test your knowledge of the language without having that kind of cheat sheet off to the right. With the nice thing being that you can click on a word to see its translation. If you really don't remember it, but you don't want to switch out of hard mode, you can just click it and you can see the translation there. Text-to-speech works in this mode as well.
Mudanza.
You can click on
Es tan
the
grande.
sentence as well.
Sara sonrió y dijo, no puedo esperar para ver mi habitación.
And those are really the core features. If you think of any features that you think would be really valuable to you or really cool, feel free to leave a comment or leave feedback using this button here. If you want to give me the opportunity to get in touch with you, drop your email here. If you'd like to share with friends and family, that would be much appreciated. You can get different share links here. You can decrease or increase the font size. Now, if you go into the settings, you can also change the theme. to this dark theme, this vibrant theme, or this more book colored theme. You can change the text alignment. You can change the font here, enable dyslexic font, change your cookie preferences, and also take a guided tour, which will go over a lot of the features that we've just gone over in this video. Now, I want to invite you to try out All Books, All Languages. I think that it's a really unique way to learn a new language, and I want to hear what you think. Leave a comment or feedback on the site. I'm excited to have you try it. Thanks for watching.